LSU hosts the Lady Gamecocks and Don Staley. It's the hottest ticket in town, literally. We're going to talk about that, talk about Doc getting hired by the Bucks, and NBA all-time starting five. Who would be your five, man? That's what we're talking about tonight, man. So let's get into it. Back up in here for another episode of Chuckin Buckets, brought to you by Swipe Fast, man. It's your boy Coach I, and you know in the building with me is KB. What's going on, KB?
Man, what's good? What's good? You doing all right?
Hey, man, just checking out these ticket prices, man. These ticket prices for these Lady Gamecocks taking on the Lady Tigers, dog. It's getting ridiculous out here. It's up in the sky. It's up in the
Yeah,
sky, dog.
yeah, no doubt about that, man. When you gotta think about mortgage prices and ticket prices being on the same level, man. It's like, wait a minute, is it still coming on ESPN? Can I still watch it at the house with my cable provider?
Right. Listen, you know me and you some Duke fans, you know what I'm saying? What if I told you 3 years ago that, hey, man, in a couple of years, man, there's going to be a girls' game that costs more than the UNC Duke game. What would you say to that?
It'd been hard to believe, man, and hard to believe. But I mean, honestly, I think that gives credit to where the women's game has come, man, and where it's taking leaps and bounds every year, which is a good thing. It's good to see some rivalries in here when we talk about LSU. Gamecocks is a rivalry. Obviously, the Gamecocks kind of perennial. Number one, number
Hmm.
two, top five every year, which is good down there with Don Staley. But definitely, I think it speaks to the game just rising, man.
I think so too, man. And these young ladies got their name out here for the name, image, and likeness. One of the bigger names, Angel Reese. Angel Reese made more than a lot of dudes, that play football and basketball too, man. I know at one point, I want to say around October or something, she was clearing like $250,000. Like she was everywhere. So it's gonna be interesting, man. But like, I like you sent me the picture. They say it's going for as high as 3,000 a ticket on resale markets. Oh, 3,000 a ticket, bro.
That's
I had to do some comparison, dog. I looked up February the 3rd. Duke plays UNC, dog. That's probably in basketball, probably the highest ticket out there. I want to say the highest ticket currently on the aftermarket is 2100. And you talk about the Lady Gamecocks going to Baton Rouge to take on LSU, man, and you talking about anywhere from $1,700 to $3,000, dog. $3,000. I mean, like I said, you got Angel Reese, you got Dawn Staley, you got Floje. It's like, hey man, it's a star study. They say it's sold out too, except for the amount that they keep for walk up sales. So
right.
it's gonna be crazy, dog.
Yeah, I'll be surprised who kind of come through there and check it out. Like you said, stars on the court, but I'm sure you're gonna have some stars off the court too. You know what I'm saying? Sitting courtside and checking those ladies out and supporting them.
Listen, this could be. Listen, if they put on a good show, man. Like I think that, like you said, the ladies' game has come a long way, man. This could be really good, like really good for the ladies' game, especially like you said, if those stars show up sitting courtside. The camera's gonna pan over to them, and we do want it to be about the ladies' game, but you got to get it started somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And this could be a real good jumping out point, especially for the women's college game. Like you say, Don. I think everybody likes Don Staley, other than the teams that she beats by like 30, 40, 50. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
she's good for the game. Angel Reese good for the game. Just that notoriety that they get, man. And this game is gonna do a lot for that, man. Not for nothing, man. LSU ain't lost but 2 games. They ranked number 9. Don Staley 17-0. They ranked number 1, man. So it's gonna be a good game on the court too.
Oh, it definitely is, man. Who you think, man? Who you got?
Well, our resident basketball guy and co-host stat guy, he's all Gamecocks all the time, man. So I get to hear a lot about they don't he can't talk about football much, so he tell me a lot about the women's program. So one thing he did tell me, and I've been noticing it, you watch a couple of the games, man, is Gamecocks go way deeper than LSU. LSU go about 6 deep, maybe 7, depending on the night. But they starting 5 is who they rock with. They got Haley, the chick Haley Van List, that came from. Hopefully, I'm saying her name right. Came from Louisville last year. That was they stud. You know what I'm saying? You got Angel Reese, got Floje. They got another girl that's like one of the best rebounding guards, if not the top rebounding guard in the nation. But the thing is, Staley go about 10, 11 deep though. So
Okay.
they bench is outscoring every women's college basketball program in the nation. So the thing is, can LSU stay out of foul trouble and energy wise and fatigue? Can they keep up? Because once you start, man, you coach, I coach. Once you start rolling in extra bodies and them bodies is fresh and good, ugh, I don't
Right.
know. I think the
Yeah. Yeah.
Gamecocks
No,
going.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think the Gamecocks gonna
I
go
can
into
see it.
Baton Rouge,
I can see it
man.
coming down.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see it coming down to a close game though, too, man. But I think the Gamecocks pull it out, man. I definitely don't expect no blowout though either way. Because I've watched the Gamecocks, the Lady Gamecocks, maybe a few times. Actually went down there checking them out though too. But man, I seen them against like the UNC game, which was a close game, the
yeah,
Utah game, which was a close game. But during both of those games, like Staley went like maybe 7, 8 deep. You know what I'm saying? Which we know they can go
mm,
10 deep because we see the blowouts, right? We see the blowout wins, and obviously at
yeah,
that time, everybody getting to play, right? So everybody getting some
right.
burn, everybody getting some reps, which is good because they're gonna need that down the line. But I think with this LSU game, man, we see about 7 to 8 deep, man. But I think it's gonna be more of a defensive game, and it's gonna be the best defensive team that LSU have faced definitely all year. With them tall girls down low, like man, it's gonna be tough to get them points off.
That's the thing, man. South Carolina's always that's been a staple of Dunn's strategy, keeping those girls down low to out rebound you, man. You can't. It's like against the Lady Gamecocks, man. You can't miss shots because they definitely getting the rebounds. They clean the board. So I mean, the only thing you can hope for, I guess, is like, Angel Reese and the other post players kind of get their starters, in foul trouble. And like you said, even though they can go 10 deep, that's not something you always want to count on your backups, you know what I'm saying? So maybe they get them in early foul trouble and then they have to play the backups more than they like to. Like you say, in close games, that roster more like 8 instead of 11, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's gonna be interesting, man. Kudos to the girls' game, man. I'll definitely be tuned in, man. If nothing else, like I say, for the star power on the court and possibly off the court, man. So we're gonna see. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to the LSU Tigers taking on the Lady Gamecocks tomorrow night. That's or actually when we release this, it'll be Thursday morning, so it'll be tonight.